Good evening. Welcome to a special sound bath that we have for you tonight. In addition to our normal sound bowls, we're going to be incorporating a book. It's called The Coziest Place on the Moon by Popova and Jacoby. I'm going to purposely keep the camera on the book because the illustrations are so beautifully done. But if you're here as a sleep aid, or if you prefer to close your eyes for the sound bath, please feel free to do so. You can always come back to the illustrations later on. I know that many of you will be joining us from a very busy day. You might have a lot of your mind, things that are worrying you, maybe a really long to-do list, or outstanding responsibilities, hard conversations you need to have, things that are weighing on you. Just know that for the time you're here, it's okay to drop those, to set them beside you. They'll be there whenever you're ready to pick them back up. But this is your time that you've set aside to be present, to choose peace, and to calm your nervous system. If you're going to close your eyes, now is a good time. We'll get started. The coziest place on the moon. It was on a Tuesday in July that Ray woke up feeling like the loneliest creature on earth and decided to go live in the coziest place on the moon. At exactly 7:26, a pretty number, a pretty hour, Ray mounted a beam of light and sailed into space. It took exactly 1.255 seconds, because light travels at the speed of dreams, to land exactly where Ray wanted to land. On the edge of the Sea of Tranquility, which is really an unsea, not being a sea of water at all, but a basin of dust, finer than powdered sugar. Ray headed straight for the coziest place on the moon, a tube of a nook as deep as a skyscraper is tall, tucked into a bay of the dusty sea. Knowing it might take a whole lunar day or 15 Earth days to find it, Ray walked and walked. Making little puff clouds of powdery dust with each step. Watching the earth rise against the cosmic horizon. And then, suddenly, there it was, the coziest place on the moon. A perfect nook pitted deep into the Sea of Tranquility. comes from the Latin words for exceedingly and quiet. Tranquility is what it feels like to be happy alone instead of lonely. The other word for which is solitude. That feeling which feels like hearing your own voice singing back to yourself. On the rest of the moon, which is stark naked, without the atmosphere that besweaters Earth to regulate our temperature, it gets more than twice as cold as freezing at night, and more than twice as hot as boiling during the 15-day day, but not in the coziest places. Shadowy depths of tranquility, it is always the temperature of a spring afternoon, without too much sun in the boiling day, and snug enough for the warmth not to escape in the freezing night. Best of all, at the bottom of the tube nook, in a tiny crook, there was an opening just big enough for Ray, the portal to a secret underground cave. And everybody knows that there is no better place to feel happy alone than in a cave, which is also the best place to read a book, which is also a kind of cave. But just as Ray was wiggling into the opening of the cave, there came a huff and then a gurgle. "Hello?" said Ray. "Hello?" said the voice. And that is how Ray met me. There isn't very much room for small talk in a tiny cave at the bottom of the lunar unsea. So it was quickly established that me, too, after some gasps and some laughs, that me had voyaged there after waking up one day, feeling like the loneliest creature on the earth. Luckily, a little past the opening, the cave forked into two tunnels that ran side by side beneath the unsea. Ray and me decided to take one each, and there they called out to each other every once in a while across their two parallel tranquilities. "Are you there?" "Yes, I'm here." Here is a very big place, and the only place where you can never feel lonely. Not really. Every night at Earth Rest, Ray and me sang in their solitary ears, hearing their own voice in the echo. thank you for taking the time tonight to listen to this story and to join me for this short sound bath. I hope that you can find a little solitude in this moment, in this 12 minutes that you'll carry with you both tonight and through the day tomorrow. And for those of you out there who are feeling a little lonely, maybe really lonely, I hope that you remember, one, that you're never totally alone, and two, that you are also really good company. And sometimes finding the solitude and the joy in the solitude can be a really worthwhile endeavor too. Sending all of you so much love and gratitude. If you have ideas for future books that we should read or other unique sound baths, I'm always open to ideas. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening. Thanks again.